Live. Hello, everyone. Hello, Kufre Okon. Hello. Oh, my air conditioning is on. Can you help me turn it off?
Turn it off. Quickly. Okay,
Okay, 1 minute. Hello, everyone. We are live here again. Yes. Welcome to Life's Journey with Benedicta. If you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, it is youtube.com/Tastebudzng. If this is your first time joining us, I would like to welcome you to Life's Journey with Benedicta. Here we discuss topical issues and issues bordering towards women empowerment, women liberation, mental health awareness, and your right to freedom, your right to self, your right to living a fulfilled life that you deserve. We're here to encourage each other on our journeys through life. Life happens to us all. So whatever it is you're currently going through, or whatever it is you have been through in the past, there is someone out there that can learn from your own experience. So on today's topic, EK_nice247, you're joining for the first time. Thank you for joining in. Welcome. Thank you all. So on today's topic, we're going to be discussing how to handle your narcissistic ex or a narcissistic ex. A lot of people have ex-husbands, ex-fiance, ex-fiance, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, and sometimes they happen to be narcissists. So what do you do if your ex is a narcissist and he's giving you a tough time moving on? We know what a narcissistic behavior is. We have some people that, they worship themselves. They believe that they are the best thing that ever happened to humanity. You should be thankful to God every day for ever coming across them or dating them or ever being with them. They are, in their own perspective, the best thing that ever happened to humanity. So if you happen to have been in a relationship with somebody like that, and now the relationship is over, how do you handle it? Especially in a previous marriage. I'm going to be telling us about a story, or rather, a story I got from a woman that sent me a WhatsApp message on our WhatsApp line. I'm sure a lot of you know that we have a WhatsApp line which you can reach us on if you want us to help you. Remember, we're here to help each other mentally. We're supposed to be each other's support structure. We're here to counsel, we're here to advise. We're also here to offer financial assistance whenever we can to women that are struggling, women that are trying to find their position in life once again. I am passionate about saying that people, or rather women especially, that have been beaten down are able to get back up on their two legs and move on with their lives, move on with their dreams. So in whatever capacity that I can help you on life's journey, just let me know. The numbers to call or the numbers to send your WhatsApp message to is +234 0811 5978 904. That is the number to call. 0811 5978 904. Yes. I get a lot of DM on Tastebudzng, but this is the official phone number of Life's Journey. So if you're trying to reach me and your DM isn't being answered, or I'm not responding to your DM, please, this is the number to reach me on. So this lady contacted me, and here is her story, and she would like us to advise her on what to do. She happened to be, or she was in a marriage for 9 years. She got married to a man for 9 years, and for so many reasons that I cannot explain, the marriage didn't work out. Cut a long story short, the marriage didn't work out. She got married traditionally. She had 2 daughters and a son. For the husband, the ex-husband, the marriage didn't work out, and she filed for a divorce according to the customary rights of her land, of her village, and then she left the marriage. Now, upon leaving the marriage, she left with her children. According to the customs of their village, the son was supposed to be given to her husband. That is the custom of her village, and the daughters were supposed to be taken by her. So she left her previous marriage with both of her daughters. Fast forward 3 years down the line, she got married to another man. She's living in Warri right now currently. So she's married to another man. And upon her ex-husband of this new marriage, he marched down to her home with police, took her 2 daughters away from her. This happened a month and 2 weeks ago, according to her, 6 weeks ago. And she is confused, she is devastated, she doesn't know what to do. So her ex-husband walked into her present home where she's living with her new husband and walked away with both of her daughters. A lot of things has happened in the past 6 weeks, including the husband sending threatening letters to her parents, telling the parents if they want to remain alive or if they want their daughter to continue to remain alive, she should let go of her 2 daughters. He went as far as sending a message to the current husband's employees, telling them to tell their staff to leave his wife, in quote, his wife. Now, understand that this is a marriage that has been dissolved traditionally, according to what she told me. The marriage has been dissolved traditionally. They are no longer married. She has now moved on with another man. And upon her ex-husband hearing about this, barged into her new home in Warri, took away her 2 daughters. Of course, you know, for the police to do that, quote and unquote, beating, shouting, screaming, and all of those must have happened. So she is devastated, and she wants us to know what she should do concerning this. Interest me. It's not like it comes to me as a surprise. I feel her pain. I can relate with what she's going through. We live in a society that is patriarchal, where most of the time, upon a divorce, the African man or the Nigerian man would insist the children belong to him and not the woman. And if you've been following Life's Journey, you'll know that I have been practically talking about this every now and again. What can we do as a people to change the way our society treats women upon divorce? Women have a right to their bodies. We have a right to decide who we want to be with and when. We are not slaves. We're not meant to be bought and discarded as when due or as it pleases the man. A marriage is dissolved. The woman has moved on. What gives you the right to believe that she is your property? She has a right to divorce you. She can be with your children as long as she doesn't get to remarry. Who says so? So women can go with their children upon a divorce. In some cases, the men will not even allow you to live with any child. But in some cases, we find that the men will allow you to live with the child as long as, there's a caveat, as long as you do not remarry. Is this right? Are we slaves? Are we slaves? So a woman can live with the children upon divorce, but she has no right to remarry. That is a very narcissistic trait. A man cannot decide for a woman if to remarry or not, simply because she has children for you. She has children from the previous marriage. So now he's trying to use the children as a bait to make her end her current marriage. If she wants to see her daughters, if she wants to continue to live with her daughters, the ex-husband has demanded that she ends her new marriage. Can you imagine? This was the message he sent to her parents. When the parents came to speak with their daughter, they told their daughter that her ex-husband told them to come and tell her that only on that condition will she be able to see her daughters once again. That no woman would raise his children under another man's roof. Now, this is very interesting. What if the roof belongs to the woman? What if the woman is the owner of the home? What if she's the one paying the rent? So for the mere fact that she has moved on, she has remarried, that automatically disqualifies her in raising her children. She doesn't have the right to raise her children anymore. This is going too far. Women, Nigerian women, we have to put an end to this. A man can divorce a woman in Nigeria, remarry, move on with his life, and still have access to his children. But a woman in Nigeria cannot divorce her ex-husband, remarry, and still be her children from the previous marriage. Why? Why is that? This woman has gone through so much. No doubt, her current marriage is suffering from undue stress. You can imagine being married to a new husband, and then he comes back from work with a letter that has been written to his employers from your ex-husband, telling the employers to sack him, that he is living with another man's wife. These are the narcissistic traits I'm talking about. You wouldn't have this woman and you will not allow another person to have her. I can relate completely, totally with what this woman is going through. It hurts me. It hurts me as if I am the person in her shoes, because I know what she is going through. And there are lots of women in Nigeria going through the same thing, but a lot of them are suffering and smiling. And as a result of this, a lot of women would rather remain in their dead marriages and continue to cheat. Yes, because these threats are the threats that most Nigerian men would use on their wives. If they know that their wives, it's about to file for a divorce, or their wives want to leave them for whatever reason, the first thing they tell you is, as you're stepping out of that door, just know that you're going to be dropping these children. I will not let you walk out of that door with my children. So you can imagine a woman being told that. It's only a devil that would want to separate a mother from a child completely, permanently. But that happens here in Nigeria, and we're so used to this. We are so used to this that we don't even see anything wrong with it. And if we see our fellow woman going through this, we just tell them, just take heart, say, na so men be. What do you mean? There is no such thing as na so men be. We have men all over the world. We have men in London, in America, in China, all over the world. They don't treat women like this. So what do you mean, na so men be? What is that phrase? Let us say no to evil. It is evil. A marriage is over. A woman has moved on with her life. Allow her to move on with her life. I have advised her to go get a very good family lawyer to fight her case in court. She shouldn't think because she had a customary marriage and got a customary dissolution, she's not entitled to her children. She is their biological mother. Her current status as a new missus to another man should not stop her from raising her children. I'm even going to take this a step further. In her own case, she's married to a new man. But in many cases in Nigeria, we have women that are divorced. Yes, they have a man in their life, whether they choose to admit it or not, whether they are doing James Bond or they are going through the back doors, they have a man in their life. And I have seen exes, Nigerian men, exes, threatening their ex-wives about their current relationships. Oh, you're dating a man. I heard you brought a man to the house. I heard you went out on a date with a man. My children are under your roof. I don't want them calling any man daddy. I don't want any man in that house. Who gave you the right to decide what a full-grown woman that is your ex should do with her life? Even if she's courting a new man, she's married to a new man, she's in a relationship with a new man, that doesn't give you the right to dictate to her how to live your life. Because she has children with you doesn't make you her God. It doesn't make you her God. You shouldn't be able to dictate to her and say, if you want to go into a new relationship, hand over my children. If you want to remarry, hand over my children. If you want to move in with another man, hand over my children. That is totally not acceptable. You know why? It takes two to make a child. I keep saying this. This is not the first time I'm saying this on this show. And this is why this woman reached out to me. Because she believes that I might be able to give her some counsel. You cannot dictate to a full-grown woman what her love life should be when she has exited the relationship that you once had. It is over. Deal with it. Stop being a narcissist. Stop feeling the whole world should worship you. You are a demigod. You were once her man. Now you have walked out of that door. Your focus should be on the welfare of the children. Your focus should be on the well-being of the children. Not on who your ex-wife decides to remarry or who your ex-wife decides to date. Nigerian women do not bother themselves with who our ex-husbands decide to marry or decide to date. I want our Nigerian men to start concerning themselves with the welfare of their children and leave their ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, ex-baby mamas, ex-fiancés to be. They should leave them to be. They are adults. They are entitled to their own decision. They are entitled to what they want to do with themselves. As long as the children are well catered for. The best interest of the children is in ensuring that both parties, father and mother, have access to the children, are concerned about the welfare, the education, and the mental stability of the children. That should be what both parties should be concerned about. You are no longer with that woman. She is not your property. No woman is a man's property, just like no man is a woman's property. We are all entitled to love whom we want to love, to be with whom we want to be with. My advice for this woman is that she should get legal advice as fast as yesterday. She has no business going about begging family members to intervene, because for a man to take such a drastic decision, first thing he did, barged into your new home unannounced with police, takes both daughters away, reports, or rather sends a letter to the current husband's employees asking the employees to sack the husband for. In the first place, did he steal your wife? The marriage is over. So she's not even your wife anymore. And then sending threatening letters and messages to the frail parents in the village, telling them to tell their daughter not to come looking for her children. That if she does that, he will deal with her. He will go to any length, blah, 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 blah. All kind of threats you can imagine. That is evil. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's stop quoting these things. Let's stop sugarcoating it. Na man now, na so man day, na so men day. Men are not evil. Women are not evil. Individuals choose to be evil. So if you have chosen to be evil, that doesn't make you a man. It just makes you evil. What he is doing is evil. So that is it. Let's call it what it is. I am here to tell women that if you have experienced this before, or you know someone that is experiencing this, just reach out to them and tell them to hold their ground. They should stand their grounds. They should not panic, although it's allowed to panic, but in your panic, you should be triggered off. So I'm just going to put it back on. Okay. So tell them to hold their grounds. They should not panic. They should not feel intimidated. They should stand and fight back. Every woman has the right to access their children. They have the right to raise their children, just like the men have the right to raise their children. You have equal rights. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let your village elders, your umunas, your great-grandfathers and uncles tell you otherwise. Don't even let your mother or your father tell you otherwise. Because if there is anything I have come to realize, our parents are definitely not in our own generation. The way things were done in their own generation is different from the way things are done in our own generation. So don't let your parents even tell you that you don't have the right to raise your children. You have the right to raise your children. You have the right to raise your child. Let no man intimidate you. Take them to the court. Whoever he is, I don't care who he is, take him to the court. Yes. The court system might be very slow, but you have to fight back. And that is the only way to go about it. The police is not the judiciary. The police is not the judiciary. So remember these points. Don't sit around crying. Don't let your emotions weaken you to the point where you cannot think logically. Take the matter up to the courts. You are a woman. You have a right to your own body. You have a right to choose whom you want to date and when you want to date. You have a right to choose how you want to move on with your life post-divorce. Let no one tell you that because you are a woman, you do not have the right to remarry upon divorce. Because you are a woman, you do not have the right to be in a relationship after a divorce. Let no one tell you that. Because at the end of the day, you are going to end up being a hypocrite. You tell the world you're not in a relationship. You tell the world you don't have any intention of remarrying, but behind you are sleeping around, or you have 2 to 3 men you are dating in secret because you are trying to please a world that can't be bothered about your mental health. Think about your mental health. Think about what makes you happy. So remember, as long as the best interest of the child or children is being catered to, that is all that matters. You owe it to yourself to be happy. You owe it to yourself to be in a loving relationship. This was exactly what I told the woman. It is her right to be in a loving relationship. She shouldn't have to sacrifice being a mother for being in a new marriage. No, that shouldn't be a sacrifice. We should stop making our women go through the fire. If you want to continue being a mother, you cannot remarry. If you want to continue being the mother to your children, you cannot be in a new relationship. Don't you know you're a divorcee? Is the man not in a new marriage? Is he not in a new relationship? So please, that's my message for today, and that is my message for that woman. EK_nice247 said, body no be firewood. EK, body no be firewood. I get you totally. You know, the truth is we all have the right to be in a loving relationship. I live in London and divorced my children, and divorced. My children are with me. If my ex decides, so I'm going to read comments. If my ex decides to try, he will rot in jail, simple. Halima_Dakare, can you see? You're living in a civilized society. Here in Nigeria, women are threatened should they choose to be in a new relationship after a divorce. They get to lose their license to parent their children. They get to be called prostitutes, immoral, unfit mother. How can you be divorced and you want to remarry and you have children? How can you be divorced and you're dating another man? You have no morals, so what do you expect your children to think of you? Excuse me? Your children. The children want their mother to be happy. That I can tell you for free. Every child that loves her mother or her father would want them to be in a loving and a healthy relationship. There is no child that would want to continue seeing their mother or their father in agony. So don't let anyone tell you that because you are a divorced woman and a mother, you do not have a right to be in a new loving relationship. Oh, it's going to send the wrong signals to the children. The children should not see you with another man. I do not support prostituting. I do not support women or men jumping from one partner to another. But I must be in a monogamous, healthy, and loving relationship for everyone. Everyone deserves to be in a monogamous and a loving relationship. Let your children know that as a human being, it is good to love and be loved. It is a perfect lesson for your children to learn. It is a fundamental lesson for your children to learn, as a matter of fact. If you want them to someday be in a healthy relationship themselves and learn how to love and be loved, they should learn that from seeing you happy in your relationship. I have friends growing up that said they never wanted to get married because they saw the way their mothers were battered in the marriage. It scarred them for life. Guess what? Their parents never divorced, but it scarred my friends for life. I'm not going to mention them, a lot of them. They made up their mind never ever to get married. One is currently living in the UK. She's a pediatric doctor. She's not married and she has a son. She told me when we were growing up, she said, if this is marriage, Benedicta, if I grow up, I don't want to get married. Her parents never divorced until her dad passed on. But what did they produce? A scarred child. Now, is that the kind of home we are raising our children in? Does it even make any sense to us? Does it make any sense? Does it make any logical reasoning? They don't care about the children, but they want to use the children as a tool. Exactly, Halima_Dakare. That is exactly what most Nigerian men do. They do not care about the children. Definitely not. They're just using them as a tool to batter their ex-wives. They are using them as a bait to destroy her peace. I told this lady in Warri, I said, your ex is using these children as a tool to destroy your peace. He never knew that you would ever find love again. He never believed that another man will find you pleasing enough to want to marry you. It pains him. He thought that leaving him was the worst thing that could ever happen to you, but he didn't know it was the best thing. You are living a happy and a loving life. What else can he do other than to destroy that peace that you have? So taking your daughters forcefully away from you And writing those letters to your current husband's employers is a sure way to destabilize your new home and to destroy the peace that you are now enjoying. So never let that happen. It's a tool, according to Halima_Dakari. It is a tool they're trying to use to destroy your peace. Vivian Noye Honoro at IK. Thank you, Jare. You are married or wouldn't mind to be friends with my sister. Yetunde North, unexpected. She has to be careful and quickly report the case. Jealousy can make that man. Oh God, somebody is calling me on my WhatsApp line. Please do not call me on my WhatsApp line. My video just paused. What do I do? If you want to call, please call our Life Journey number. It is 811-5978-904. Whoever it is that is calling my WhatsApp line, you just paused my live video. Please cut the call. Okay. So please do not call me on this number, on this Instagram number. I think I should cut the call because it keeps. So please, that is my message for today. If you know anyone that is suffering from a narcissistic ex syndrome, advise the person to hold still, report the matter to a court of competent jurisdiction, get a family lawyer to pursue your case for you, okay? And if your ex hasn't barged into your home with police or whatever it is, this person keeps calling me back to back. Please, can you just stop? Whoever it is that is calling me, don't call me. You're cutting you're putting my video on pause. Do not call me on this number. Call me on the Life Journey number. So please, whatever narcissistic tendencies you have seen being displayed by your ex, do not allow it to destroy your peace. No matter how hard they try, know one thing: you are a free woman. You are not a slave. You are not subjected to serve them continuously. Upon a divorce, upon a separation, you are free from their dictates. You are free from whatever contract you had with them. It is your right to move on, to be happy, to be in a loving relationship. I do not promote hopping around from one partner to another. I promote and I totally support a loving, monogamous relationship for everyone. So please, do not allow your toxic ex to use the children as a bait. Do not allow him to use your finances as a bait. Because first thing they do is they cut off all financial support. They wouldn't pay your children's school fees. They wouldn't give you any form of financial support for feeding the children, clothing the children, or health care. So most of the time, the woman has to fend completely for the children upon a divorce in a Nigerian setting, should the woman want to live with the children. The typical Nigerian man will stop paying the school fee, stop sending you feeding money. He's just going to cut off everything. That is the typical Nigerian man. So as a woman that wants to stand to raise her children, you should be able to hold your ground. You should be able to fight in the court of law. You should be able to tell your story to family and friends that are in your circle of trust. Because remember, you need a support structure to support you mentally, emotionally, and even financially while you are going through this phase. Toxic ex. It's a very, very difficult situation. It isn't easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. It's not a walk in the park, but you have to hold your grounds and you have to be ready to fight. So I'm taking messages from everyone. So Blessing Steve 4052 says, emotional blackmail. That is so unfair. Some men are pathetic. Oh yes, some men are pathetic. MZ underscore Yahude said, entitlement is our Nigerian men problem. Absolutely, entitlement. Vivian Nonye Honora said, that's why I've been working my ass so hard. I don't have to be at the mercy of any man, not even my husband. Vivian Nonye Honoro, I like that. You are working really hard to attain financial stability. That is it, in a nutshell. Every woman should attain financial stability. When you have financial stability, you will be able to get lawyers, you will be able to feed your children, you will be able to pay their school fees, you will be able to put a roof over their heads, irrespective of every type of blackmail your ex will throw at you. Because trust me, dealing with a narcissistic ex, it is hell. They never give up. The more you counter them, the more they come up with more evil. So it's evil upon evil. That is what it is. The real sugar man says, it's all about agreement from the ex. What if the new husband doesn't want her children from the previous marriage? They should come to a compromise and both parents have access to the kids. The real sugar man, what you are saying makes perfect sense for a sensible man. If the woman, for example, wants a settlement or an agreement, like what the lady in Warri told me, she's perfectly happy. They are perfectly happy in this new marriage that she's in. She's living with both daughters and her new husband. Her son is with the father, and the son comes to visit her, and the daughters also go to visit the father. But upon the news that she is married, everything changed. Everything changed. So the real sugar man, sometimes it goes beyond this. It takes two to actually come to terms. So if the man is not willing to come to terms, it's only the woman. It's never going to work. If the woman is not willing to come to terms and the man is willing, it's never going to work. So it takes two. So thank you all. I have so many questions here. Please go to our YouTube page and drop your comments. I will be responding, and know that for every comment and every advice you give to me, my lady friend from Warri that has this issue would go to our YouTube page and read all your comments. She is in distress. She needs to be consoled. She needs to be assured that everything is going to be all right at the end of the day. So please, offer candid advice. Offer advice you know will be helpful to her. And try as much as you can to show her love and support. She will be reading all your comments. So please go to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Tastebudzng. Drop your comments, drop your suggestions. If you even have a good family lawyer that you know for sure is good, please drop contacts. She needs our help. She needs our support. Thank you all for joining in, and do have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Love you all, and remember, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.